24 hours in a day. Just to sidetrack a little bit to help you understand, right? This would be the Earth. There are these lines here, right, of longitude. These are 24 because 24 hours is one full rotation of the Earth around its axis, right? So also, if I'm not mistaken, there's something like a normal healthy person also takes 24,000, if I'm not mistaken, breaths in a day. So if the planet begins to spin a little bit faster, then we are all in trouble who are on the planet. The moon, the cycles of the moon are in sync with the cycles in the woman's body. So if the moon begins, maybe it's taken out of orbit or what, then it also means that there's a possibility that people on the planet will not be able to conceive, right? So it's the whole system is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. There is nothing random. There is nothing. Everything is in sync. So what we exhale, the plants are taking in. What the plants are released, we are taking in. So everything, the bacteria, even everything that we don't see, use kind of right now. If you look deep into it, even science shows that microorganisms and all these things that help things rot, without that, the things cannot be broken down. There will be no decomposition. There will be no to create manure for the whole cycle to come back again. So everything is interconnected, and having the appropriate identity on a mental level is important, because the mind needs to be stabilized because it's a wild thing, right? It can make up anything. So that's why, say, as children in the yogic or Hindu tradition, they were not educated from a certain age so that they can be made to understand that you are a cosmic being, you are a universal being. You're not just about your family, it's not about your tribe, it's not about your religion, it's about the existence. There are animals and plants and everything out there, so you need that properly adjusted. Then, only then, once a person has a universal identity, then you can educate. Because to educate is to empower. And once people are empowered, they begin to do things in the world. They are an employee, they are a counselor, they are a teacher, they are a governor, they are a businessman. But empowerment should only come to people with an appropriate identity. This is how it's supposed to be, or this is how it used to be done in those cultures. Now, why is this a problem? We have people who are having national positions, some have regional positions, some are in constituency, some are all the way down, communal positions, and this whole thing, right? Positions and levels of influence. Some people are in business. You are a local businessman, you are a regional businessman, you are a constituency businessman, or you get to a point where you are a national businessman. Your influence is throughout the country. So we have people in these positions, but in their minds, in their heads, they are still thinking about their family, their tribe, their race, their religion. And remember what I said in the beginning. Your intellect, it doesn't matter how many master's degrees we give you. how many PhDs you acquire. If your identity does not shift to become national, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot serve on a national level. It's not that you can't get the position. You can get the position, but the way you deliver your service, it will be riddled. It will show the level of your identity. It will show what you have identified as. Because many of us, our identity is still along these things. We are in parliament, which is a national house, but our identity is still very much tribal. Therefore, we are not there to serve national issues. We are just raising issues of our tribe. Because your intellect, no matter how educated you are, cannot function to attack what you have identified as. This is why I said many of the world's problems stem down to an identity crisis. Wrong identity, limited identity. And therefore, your mind, your intellect will always work to defend, to advance your identity, whatever it is. If you have identified with your family, even when you have a national position, you will only serve your family. That is the primary goal. You are in office, to serve your family. You will use national funds to fund activities of your family because that is how your mind is wired. And unless you fix the identity, you cannot do more. You cannot operate higher than you are doing. That is why it's important that a lot of us, because a lot of times we try to attack certain things head on. Oh, tribalism, we put policies, we put laws, we change all these things. Diversity hiring, what. We should have more black people, we should have more this. But I'm telling you, unless we work on our identity to expand this identity so that we don't identify with the family, with the tribe, with the race, with the religion, we will continue fighting all these wars and there will be no solution. How does a person take $1 billion that is meant for a whole industry and they take it for themselves? How? Because in their minds, they see nothing wrong. Their identity is what they are protecting. And their identity, no matter how educated they might have degrees, master's degrees, it doesn't matter. Because when you empower a limited identity, no matter the level of power, no matter the level of wealth, the identity, I mean the intellect, which is your intellect is, like I'm saying, it's your logical aspect, is what determines your logic, how I'm doing here. You maneuver anyway, but your intellect is a servant to your identity. And a really intelligent person with a limited identity will do a lot less than a less intelligent person whose identity has expanded. Because when your identity is with the nation, the issues of the nation truly do matter to you. It's not a matter of making beautiful speeches and saying the right things for people to vote for you. It's not about that. It's really truly about saving or serving the nation, because you truly have the nation at heart. Your planning is really national. Your vision is really national. Because You see the nation as an extension of yourself. In fact, you see it as yourself. When Namibians are not doing well, or whatever your country is, you are not at peace. These issues are on you. But we have a lot of national leaders, but they are family people. First, they are family. Before the nation, they have access to national resources, which they use to serve the family first. There's nothing wrong to use your own resources to serve your family, but you have access to the national coffers, national budget, national employment, national. You use it first to serve your family, you serve your tribe, you serve your race, you serve people who believe the same thing as you, and everyone else is an outcast because your identity is like a fence. You know, even the way I would say maybe those of us who live a bit in towns, right? You know, when you are cleaning your house or you are painting or whatever you are doing, it's very specific. You call that person who cleans and you are like, clean my yard, and you pay them. If the neighbor wants their yard clean, they must pay the guy. So our identity is like a fence, creates a fence. And now that fence is only as big as our mind allows it to get. And our minds can stretch. I can be here and I'm thinking about things in America. I can be here and I'm thinking, so our mind can expand to anywhere in that sense. But now, because of the education we have received and all these things and whatever, where our fence only goes as far as our family. When someone who is not our family is at stake, we are not concerned because our identity, our intellect, our resources, whatever it is in your intellect, you decide this is the right thing to do. But it is the right thing to do when someone is in our fence. They are not in our fence, it's not our problem. So a lot of us, we are not human. We are not human beings. We are human beings biologically and scientifically speaking. But as far as our minds are concerned, we are the Hashipala. We are the Nependes. We are the Hailongas. We are, as far as we are concerned, we are not human beings in our minds. We are the Bambos, we are the Hereros, we are the Caribbeans, us, the Damaras, us, the what, before our humanity. And as a result, when we get into positions of power, regional, whether you are a principal, you are what, first, you serve your primary identity, whatever it may be. You look out for your church people, you look out for people that are the same color as you, same language, same tribe, same family. And this is why we have a lot of exclusion. Because if we were human beings in our minds, there will be no war. Because why are we fighting each other? There will be no nepotism, there will be no tribalism, there will be no racism, none of that stuff. But because in our minds we are white, so we don't associate with black people. In our minds, we are human beings biologically, but in our minds, we are white, we are black. In our minds, we are Christians, we are Muslims. Before we are human. That is why we put issues